Hello. It's another shortish bike ride, kind of a last minute impromptu thing to Colorado. This a while back, 2023 actually. Still playing a little catch up, getting closer to getting caught up, and I made my normal stay in Amarillo first night, and then worked my way up to I guess Raton, New Mexico, and then took the interstate up to Trinidad, and then I took it's a Highway 12 byway that goes west out of there. Beautiful road, kind of goes so far. It goes to what the village calls Stonewall, which there's a stone wall right there that's just really cool looking, and they cut through the stone wall for the road. And then as soon as you go through the stone wall, you make a kind of like a right angle sharp turn, and then you start heading north all the way up to meet with Highway 160 a ways up. But beautiful country. There's Monument Lake on the way on the right. I stayed there a few years back, had some issues there, and the little cabin hut, whatever you call it, was just big enough in there to maybe go in there and change your mind. Anyway, it was pretty primitive. Did have a little bathroom, but again, it was real small. But again, it was beat the heck out of carrying a tent with me, I guess. So anyway, I stayed there again. That was some time back, and made my way up to 160, and then got in it and headed west, all the way to Durango for the night. Went through South Fork, little village too, and it's right on the Rio Grande River. And it's neat to think that that's the river. It goes all the way down to Mexico. So beautiful river stream. So ever in the area, check it out. And made it to Durango and spent the night, and had some clutch issues, probably mostly my fault. I should have had the fluid serviced sooner, but it was super hot. Couldn't believe it. Colorado, it was darn close to 100 degrees. It was in June, and then the next morning it was in the upper 40s, low 50. And that difference in the temperatures, and got some condensation in the fluid, and I got up the next morning and could not get my bike into gear. Finally got to move it around, shake it back and forth, and rock it to get it in neutral so I could start it up, warm it up. And then I said, oh, what the heck, just didn't have any clutch adjustment on it at all. It's hydraulic, so really the better part of my trip up to on the $1 Million Highway 550, I shifted without a clutch, and it was definitely exciting and entertaining to try to stop and start. But I made it. But unfortunately, I was up on top of a couple of different mountains making phone calls. Well, I guess fortunately too, I had a signal, so I'm calling around trying to find a dealership to see what they could do for me, and I found one in Montrose, right where I'm going to turn right to go toward Colorado Springs on Highway 50. So it all worked out, and they were able to get me in and flush the system out, and it shifted better than ever. I'm really happy about that part. But had other issues the next morning, but I made it through, made it all the way to Colorado Springs, but I hadn't really done my research, so I wasn't even aware or didn't even think about Royal Gorge. And I'm flying by there and said, wow, I want to see it. So I turned around and took a little walkabout and walked over the bridge, and just unbelievably high, looking down in the canyon, and the wind was just wicked. But great experience, and so got to see it. Also got in Silverton. I made a little comment. Of course, like I said, Harley Davidson dealers everywhere, but it's so-called supposedly the highest Harley shop and store in the world. 9,300 feet or so, 93, 18 maybe. So I went in there and bought a couple little memorabilia things, and then went through Ouray after that. It's what's it spelled? Ouray, I think, how it's pronounced, or how it's spelled. So that was great. And so I went on and headed on over, made it to Colorado Springs, and my intention was to spend 3 nights. And the next morning I had planned to go to Mount Evans, and the next day Pikes Peak, and I had some kind of a vibration coming around in like the drivetrain or whatever, and I said, man, I can't take any chances. So I was worried about it, so I went on and decided to check out of the hotel, and I rode 800-something mile back. Thank goodness I made it. I think I made it about 2 or 3 in the morning back here. And thank goodness I made it, because the U-joint was about to swarm on me, and that's just part of when you have an older bike with lots of miles on it. As I'm speaking right now, I think I have 130-something thousand on it now. But it's a Honda, and it's got a Go-Wing engine, so it'll outlast me. So just keep maintaining and keep going. So that kind of really shortened my trip. I did get to have a glimpse of Pikes Peak, so that was good. So that's about it. Great ride. Like I said, shortened, but you can't beat the $1 Million Highway and Highway 160 across and all of it. So it's a definitely great road for. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, thanks a lot.